The missing piece for most Christians fighting porn, what's called scenario practice. So this doesn't actually come from me. It comes from Brian Brindenberg in his book, Power Over Pornography. So scenario practice is to train with situations of temptation and how you're going to respond to it, to imagine moments of temptation. Scenario practice is made up of something called AACV, which is meant for you to actually take and implement into real life situations of temptation. AACV, it's actually an acronym that doesn't spell anything. It's fine, not salty or anything. It stands for acknowledge, accept, choose, vision. Let's start with the first one, acknowledge. To acknowledge a situation of temptation. Okay, so for this scenario practice in this setting, I want you to imagine what it's like to feel enticed by a moment of temptation. I want you to really put yourself there. I want you to really visualize it. Where are you and what are you doing? What do you see or hear in your environment? Maybe late at night, doors closed, one bedside table lamp on, perhaps you're in the bathroom, whatever it is, you fill in the rest. Okay, so now I want you to imagine being tempted in that context. Now, I don't want you to lust or to fantasize sexually, but I do want you to consider what it feels like to be enticed. That's acknowledge, to recognize yourself in light of a temptation. Okay, so next up is choose. The reality is we all have a choice on how to act, minute by minute, decision by decision. It doesn't mean you're gonna have victory every time, but it does mean that you have autonomy over your decisions. You're not powerless. Along with choose goes this phrase, freedom is not a destination, but a daily decision you make. That phrase is so essential because it grounds you in the moment by moment experiences of a single day. The reactions, the decisions of how you're gonna respond to the brutal pull of porn or lust just for that day. Tomorrow is a different day. This sets your mind right. Think Romans 12:2, transformed by the renewing of your mind. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. Colossians 3:2. We become what we believe. Now vision, the imagination. Why choose? Why do the hard thing? How can we respond with determination? This is where I want you to imagine living into the gospel Jesus preached. The kingdom of God is at hand, he said. What did Jesus mean when he said that? He meant that everything good and pure and perfect about his will was coming now for all those who would believe in him. That he was establishing a new kingdom that would flow into all of eternity. A kingdom of true justice and peace and goodness and joy. So start imagining that kingdom now. It changes things. Imagine pure and perfect friendships, the depth of your love for one another when you're not held down by lust. Imagine the blessed work God created you for, and cultivate culture in the world. All of this when you're not clouded by some distasteful fantasy. Imagine Sabbath, perfect rest, the best vista you've ever seen, swells of climactic music, all beautiful and real and vibrant. You can actually feel it all because you're not numbed by lust anymore. There's many more examples where this comes from. Restored family, pain-free, no more tears in his coming kingdom. What of this can you begin inhabiting now? Cast this vision, the imagination. That actually gives you the power to fight. Vision is so important because we may be able to acknowledge an experience of temptation. We may be able to recognize that we have a choice to just take the next right step, but vision will motivate us. It gives us the grit and tenacity to love Jesus and to know that his ways are better. Practice this constantly, twice a day if you have to. Participate in scenario practice. Imagine these circumstances, that it will give you situational awareness when temptation inevitably comes your way. I encourage you to practice for the real thing because it will shape your brain. It will help you as you aim to love Jesus more every day.